I'm Jess with an Urban Love Story, and I am a holistic wellness coach, and I help people live their best life. So one of the things I wanted to talk about as we come into the holiday season is loneliness. I know that that is something a lot of us battle, and coming out of a pandemic, we're all kind of getting back into the feel of what it's like to be around people, or maybe realizing how few people are really around. It's something that I think has been building for a while, just in the way our society is built up. We have our own separate homes, and we are all very busy in trying to keep up with our way of life, especially here in the US. And, our kids are at school and they're at gymnastics, and usually both parents are working, or there's one parent involved and they're working. And it just doesn't leave a lot of time for friendships or relationships to build. Specifically, I'm talking in the friendship realm. I'm really not looking at romantic or emotional relationships in that way, but more of like a friendship network and supportive network that we turn to in times of stress. With women, it's really interesting because we're wired to find each other. We've always, up until the last 200, 300 years, we've really lived much more in like smaller tribal family units. And the women were the caretakers. We kept the homes, we took care of the children, we took care of the elderly. There was a much more supportive network involved. And we don't have that anymore. So for women, it's interesting because we enter this stage, and it's usually in our late 20s, early 30s. We start having children, we start getting alienated from any social groups or activities that we used to participate in, and all of a sudden our body starts kind of throwing alert signals is really what it's doing. It's telling us that something is off, and there's a lot of rise of depression and anxiety and all of these stress responses that we don't really have a great way to manage holistically. And so with that, I encourage you to look at who your support network is and ways that you can build on that, because it actually improves your mental health to be around other people. And women especially, women seek women, and there's a different reaction in the brain in the way that we interact and the way that we support each other. And to find your people that you can lean on and that you can be vulnerable with, it can make huge differences for your health. So if you're someone that's fighting with, irregular sleep patterns or insomnia or anxiety or depression or, all of these things that come up, thyroid, thinning hair is actually related to this whole intricate web. And really the female system is a delicate web. So you pull on one string and it might be loneliness or it might be disconnection. And what you'll find is all of a sudden your skin is dry and your hair's falling out, and the doctor says maybe your thyroid's off, and all of these things kind of start catapulting together, even though they don't seem all that interconnected, especially from our Western mindset. But you would be amazed how many of these things can be supported and addressed through lifestyle changes. And so when you look at lifestyle changes, you're looking at like improving your sleep and doing some real deep digging, usually, because again, our society and our culture is not set up to be supportive of our health. It's just not. And so sometimes there's hard decisions there, like how many activities a week can you really bring your kids to? Or at what point do you really need to prioritize that weekend off where you're not responsible for anyone, and you take that time for yourself to rest and to replenish and to take care of your own body so you can keep taking care of everyone else. We also get to a point in our late 30s, early 40s where our hormones are shifting. Again, a very underserved population. And traditionally, it's been a lot of hormonal support through birth control. The option of an ablation or even a hysterectomy if you're having reproductive issues. And really, there's so many more things. When you have that network, you can really start to just normalize what's happening and normalize where you're at in your life and what may be contributing to it, and how people around you that are maybe 2, 4, 6, 8 years older than you, how they navigated that and what worked for them. So I invite you to explore some of these key ideas in slowing things down, especially in the holidays. The first one is absolutely prioritize rest. And I know it's so hard and it's so counterintuitive, but you can go like crazy, but definitely carve out like from this time to this time, no screens. I'm sleeping. I'm not working after hours. I'm not up till midnight and up at 4 because your body can't sustain that. The next thing to support your body would be to really listen to your heart, your soul, wherever that feeling resonates with you. But if something's out of alignment, you usually know. And it doesn't just go away, it just sits there and eats at you. So if you start to pinpoint those, the first step to making changes is to find it. So take some time to really reassess what's important and where your time's being spent, and if those two things are in alignment. The other thing that I would encourage you to do this holiday is, as scary as it is, reach out and ask for help if you need it. When I'm coaching, I often tell people it's really hard to be that first vulnerable person. They're like, how do I expand my network? Like, it's really awkward. What do I do? Do you want to be my friend? And sometimes it's really just like being vulnerable. Like, wow, I'm having such a hard day. You know, my daughter had this outburst this morning and it made me late for work, and I can tell the boss is annoyed again. And I'm just really struggling trying to do all the things. And sometimes that little bit of vulnerability, you'll be amazed at how it allows other people who might not have felt safe before that to maybe reassess and get real with how they're feeling in their life. And that, you know, can build, and you guys can have a relationship, because that support network is going to do so much more than you really think it will. So those are my holistic tips for fighting loneliness and kind of looking out to bigger horizons and what may help to create more of the health that you're looking for in the holiday season and the rest of the year too. All right, have a good night. Okay, I just wanted to hop on at the end here and let you guys know, when you work with me, usually what I'm doing is a 6-month intensive coaching program where you and I meet weekly via Zoom. And we address all the things from our thoughts to our purpose to aligning our goals to nutrition and the things we put in our body and the way we move our body and our connection with spirit. And through a 6-month period, what happens is I help you to really facilitate long-lasting change. And that might be expanding your network to deal with some of these loneliness and depression feelings. It might be changing your nutrition to support your body to do the things you have always wanted to do. There's really a lot of ways that all of this comes together, because like I said, it's such a web. Like, you can't pull on food without pulling on emotions, without pulling on past traumas, without pulling on who your network is and how they eat and what you guys do together, and all of it comes together in such a big blended way. And by working together for 6 months, we can really make sure that we navigate change, and I'm here to support you through all of the hiccups that always come up and throw us off track. In addition to that, I am running a new women-specific group coaching pilot program. It starts February 1st, and it is really limited for this first group. It will be at a very reduced introductory offer as I really fine-tune like exactly how I want to deliver everything. And I would love some people that want to jump on board and would love to get a great deal and help me to really create an amazing community of women that support each other. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I will leave a link down below and also a link to my website. So I look forward to hopefully connecting on Instagram and through YouTube, and in whatever capacity helps to serve you. All right.